Hey, yo, what's up, Cave Trader? Dang, as always, dude, as always, right before the target, man. It's just we get all this momentum to the downside. We get all this momentum, and it stops short of the target. Oh wait, always. Mm, wow. Yeah. Mm, mm. Mm. Man, was it that hard, gold? My God, man, was it that hard? Great. So we made money in the funded account today. We're gonna lock it out. Good shit. Good way to start the stream. Good way to start the stream, baby. Good way to start it. All right. All right. So we just look for another setup, man. I'm glad I took that setup. Wow. I'm glad that it filled my profit target before and did that right there. Mm. And I got the system to do that for me, gain weight. That's why I'm only trading with Top Step X until other platforms have a lockout feature. I'm only going to trade with Top Step X. It's more expensive, and they don't give out discounts as much as they should. But I guess what I'm paying for is the ability to keep the accounts when I have bad days, you know. Guess that's what I'm paying for. So, I mean, $116, $120 for a 50K with a lockout feature. I mean, that's not bad. Sometimes they sell it for $80, but yeah, I mean, $120 isn't bad, I guess. for what it's offering. So that's the only reason why I keep Top Step X, and that's the only reason why I'll trade with them this year. It's that lockout feature. Because I'm not gonna do it, just like you said, K-Trade. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Not going to do it. Yeah, and we spoke about this during last night's stream, but absolution is a very powerful word. With absolution comes focus. You know what you're doing. You're not. There's no hesitation. There's no internal back and forth. This is what you're looking for, and you're gonna take that trade every time. Or I already know what prop firm I'm going to purchase accounts from, or I already know what content I'm going to watch. I don't have to decide. Or like for me, and damn, that's a big move down. You know what? Honestly, I don't think this thing is bearish yet. I'm gonna try this one more time, man. I'm gonna try it one more time at this freaking level, man. So if y'all guys were with me last night, man, we'll talk about this trade. As you can see, I got about $900 in that trade last night. It was a great thing to wake up to. I'll just say that. Waking up to some money is always a great feeling. It's always a great feeling to wake up to some money. Hey, what's up, man? So let's see if I can get this trade to work. So earlier today I was in this trade right here. It went up 10 points. I just set a limit. I wasn't even in front of this trade. If I was in front of this trade, I would have saw that it rejected at the 200 and I would have closed out. But I wasn't. And of course, this thing, like, dude, I was sitting in front of my desk for the longest. I had this sitting at this area for the longest. I finally get up to do my pre-stream routine. I come back, see that this thing gets filled. It didn't hit my target. It missed my target by 3 points. It comes back, it stops me out for whatever reason. And then it does this. So I was a little bit frustrated about this. I was a little bit frustrated because I felt like I was cheated out of a good move, but you already know how gold is. So we'll see if I'll try it one more time at this area. If they don't hold it, then we're definitely taking out these lows down here for sure. For sure, if this area doesn't hold. You say Trump needs a job. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm glad that you said something about that. Today I got trading at 10, so at around 9:45 Central Time. I have to end the stream a little bit early today. I got some trading that I have to do, some AI training, so I have to do that. Mandatory training. So I have to do that. Yeah, so the companies, so it seems like all these companies are really pushing for everyone to be proficient in AI. When a market does this before my area, I mean, this is the move that I would look for. This is the move that I'm looking for right here. I don't know why we're getting it right here. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, if this thing comes down after that, man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, maybe. Maybe. But this market is definitely being held hostage at tweet point. Being held hostage at tweet point. Yeah, it's definitely being held hostage by the president. Honestly, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand what this does for Trump's legacy. I don't know. His first term, I think we can all agree, his first term was, well, obviously we're getting a stop run. Obviously this trend line liquidity is being used to fuel this market higher here. So that's why we're seeing this stop run right here. That's a stop run. So I wouldn't chase this because this thing can stop and pull back at any time. But this is definitely the market stopping out everyone that was short below this trend line, and now their stops is getting used to fuel the market higher. But I think we can all agree that Trump's first term was immaculate. I don't think anybody had anything to complain about during the first term. And I think that's one of the leading reasons why he got his second term on top of other things. I mean, he got his second term because of his first term and because the Democrats, what people believe that they were doing a horrible job. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like the only downfall that the Democrats have is just their unwillingness to accept reality for what it is. No one cares about your lifestyle. No one cares about what community you fall into. No one cares like that for real. At least not on a global scale. People are very self-centered. And if you're not talking about something that they want to hear, they stop listening. And we know that. It just got to the point to where they were force-feeding their ideology to us every chance they get, even if it did not make sense. Like one of the things that I'm seeing, so I'm pretty sure everybody's watching Invincible. It's Invincible. The one thing that I'm seeing a lot in that show as I watch it is it's still that girl power, girl boss thing that's going on. I mean, you can have synergy between both characters. You can have synergy. But for whatever reason, they decide to say that men are incompetent and women are the more superior species. And in that show, you see that women are saving the day. Not that they can't, but they're just making the men incompetent in the process instead of them having them work together. That's what I believe a good show has. What is it called? House of Cards. The first few seasons, the synergy between Claire and what's his name? Anyway, that's a good show. The series fell off when they tried to girl boss Claire. Like, dude, we're not there for her. And let's just be Frank Underwood. Yeah, we're not there for her. We're there for Frank. But when y'all come together, it's a great thing. And then they try to girl boss her up, and then the show just fell off completely after that. So it's like that's what their downfall was, in my opinion. No one cares about that type of shit. Nobody. Not even the audience that you're trying to pander to. That's why a lot of the movies failed, because you're trying to pander to a certain group because they're complaining, but they're not going out and supporting the project that you dedicated to them. And for whatever, instead of just learning from that mistake, they continue to do the same thing. Force feed you crap, force feed you this, force feed you that. This is okay, this is not. Having men compete with women and beating them up and shit. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, that blew my mind. You have men beating up on women in the Olympics, and it's okay because they put on a wig. But if a man did that outside of the Olympics, That's domestic violence. So where's the line? Where's the difference? So I feel like that was the Democrats' downfall, because I don't think anybody else could complain about anything else in terms of, because they, even though there was a lot of money laundering, and we know that, we're not going to sit here and say that that did not happen, because as soon as Doge cleaned up everything, all of a sudden now all the money's dried up. But the faucet was turned on. They made up, I mean, there was so much benefits. People can go get government assistance, and it was almost guaranteed. Everybody, I mean, the wealth was being spread, I guess, per se. Everybody was getting paid. There was a lot of money going around. There was a lot of job creations going around. Everything was working. It's just, it was that ideology crap that they did. So I feel that a good, if we have like a next, like a new party that takes the good from both sides, I mean, I don't understand why that can't happen. I mean, if you're going to have shows that's going to pander to a group of people, you can have that, but don't try to force feed it. Don't try to destroy IPs that people have already fell in love with, and then pervert it and start doing shit that no one asked you to do. So, I mean, yeah, that's my opinion. I mean, I don't think any president has really done. I mean, there is like the third term. I mean, well, Zelensky is doing it. Zelensky has well, but as long as the war goes on, there will be no new elections in Ukraine. But then at the same time, we don't know. Well, I don't know how they do their things over there. I mean, I'm not a Ukrainian, so I don't care. And I don't care to know. I'm not Ukrainian. However they run their government has nothing to ever do with me. But here in the United States, that is an option. But I highly doubt, unless I feel like the only way that would happen is if the war found itself here in the United States. That would be the only reason why elections would be canceled and the current sitting administration would stay in power for longer than they were supposed to. That would be the only reason that I can think of. But the way that this thing is, at least the way that the system is ran, everybody takes turns. They can talk all the shit that they want, but it's like, okay, it's your turn. Because you got to think, if you're next in line to take the seat of the throne, would you accept that? No. It's my turn. It's my turn to sit on the throne. Either we can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. The choice is yours. But it's my turn to sit on the throne. Because we all know that the president is just a... He's just the face of the company. But there's a shadow government, obviously. So I hate that, man. So I gotta pull this order though. I gotta pull this order. I don't know why. I don't know why the market decided to do this right here at this level. I don't know why. I feel like it was just doing that purposely to miss everybody that was sitting here at 23. I don't know why they did that. But we do have a breaker structure though. The question is, oh wow, the initial balance is done. 369. Okay. Okay, so if we get a move back down to here, I'm gonna get in. All right, I'll get in for. And so I asked this question last night. Or I asked myself this question overnight. And I asked myself, how can I solve the problem of determining which level to enter into without having to risk too much money to do so? And apparently that question was, or at least I was querying myself. And I think I've come up with the suitable answer to that question. So what I'm going to do moving forward, I'm going to trade order blocks in my funded account. So regardless if it's an XFA, all trades will be at the order block because I have 50K accounts. I can only take one trade a day because I've already proven to myself if I take multiple trades, I'm just losing more money. It's highly unlikely for me to take a follow-up trade and I end the day green, because not only does that trade have to make the amount that I'm looking for, but it also has to make the amount that I lost, which I would have to make 18 points without getting stopped out on gold, which is not likely. It happens, obviously, but it's not likely to happen during the time that you want to take the trade, especially with all this chop. So I just cut it down to one trade. That's why it's such a problem. It's if I take the wrong trade, then I have to wait until the following session to take another one. So all XFAs will take the order block trade. I have right now I have two 150K accounts, the futures desk account, and I also have the Tradeify account. Those accounts, I can take both trades. Or what I can do is just take a big trade. I can start the position at the first level. If it works out, that's fine. If it doesn't, then I can build the positions with those bigger accounts. And I think that's a good compromise. So I'm not feeling like I'm missing the move, because maybe I didn't get it in my funded account, but I got it in my 150K account that'll eventually be a funded account. And I will continue to trade that way in that account. So I think I'm gonna play it that way. You said it got 3 more minutes until Trump speaks. I'm looking at gold right now, and it is rejecting from a bearish order block. It is rejecting from a bearish order block. So we will see. I ain't afraid of Trump. I ain't afraid of Trump. Do your worst. I ain't afraid of a Trump tweet. Do your worst. I'm not afraid. This shit just wicks down and stops me. You're flat. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna get in right here, man. I'm gonna get in right there. Let me see. Shit, I already locked it out at 200. well. So far, so good. So far, so good. Unless they super sell this thing because Trump is going to be speaking the next, or scheduled to speak in the next 30 minutes. We gotta, because we all know that ever since Trump went to jail, he became a convict. Apparently, he shows up on black people time. He got a schedule. He got a scheduled meeting at 10. He shows up at 12, just cause. All right, come on, baby. You right there, baby. Come on, baby. You right there. You're right there. There we go, baby. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what we're talking about. All right, so we're almost past this account. We almost got this account passed. Just need $900 more, $800 more. All right, so we almost got it passed. Great. Great. All right, so let's log out this account. Great trade. Great trade. Great trade. Great trade. Great freaking trade, baby. Great trade. That was a great trade. Taking that trend line liquidity right here. Taking it at the trend line or close enough to it. We got a breakout pullback. So the reason why I took that trade, and I'm going to talk about it, is because of the opening range. $450. The opening range was the low 47.6. 47.6. Well, that can't be right. 44.25. Okay, it's like, dude, that doesn't even make no damn sense. 44.25. So basically, this was the opening range right here. And we got a breakout. And we got a pullback. I obviously, I like the trade at the top. And that's why I kind of got in right there. I always prefer to kind of trade and start my positions at the top of the order, and I like to front run it. But it could have easily come back. It's about right there. But I'm glad it did. Got a nice break and we got a nice pullback. Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay. He said afraid of liquidation, not Trump. Yeah, yeah. I mean, your concerns are definitely. I mean, that makes sense. I'm not saying that they don't. Mm. A Trump candle. A Trump candle. Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's okay. So that's the game I'm going to play. So yeah, I'm gonna play that game with a bigger account because I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, yeah, I can definitely do that. All right. So order block trades. Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. And order block trades for the funded accounts. Okay, that's a good compromise. I can live with that. I can live with that. So I can cover all bases. All right, so let's see if we can find another trade with gold. So actually, so yeah, let's talk about that trade from last night. That was a really good trade. It was a really, really great trade. Uh, really great trade. And this is why I'm glad I front ran the top of that order block right there. I'm so glad I front ran it because I may have. So if I would have missed it, if I traded exactly as you can see how nasty gold can be right there. If I did not front run this damn thing, I front ran it by like a point. I think I got in at 963. So yeah. Me front running that entry was the reason why I was able to capture this entire move last night. And when I say I captured the entire thing, my target was I think at 19.3. That was my target from last night, and I planned that one out to get out as close as possible to that range, and the high was at 20. So I basically captured this entire move, bringing the account back. So again, this is what I made last night, $892. I was down $270 in that account, and I was able to bring it back. So, like I said, I'm glad about that. But if I put it exactly at that order block right there, man, this is how gold takes away all of your work. This is how it snatches your lunch money away from you by missing areas, key areas that for whatever reason it knows that people are trying to trade at. It deliberately misses that so it can use those people at these levels as liquidity for when it's ready to break out higher. Gold deliberately does that. Deliberately does that. Engineering liquidity before the liquidity needs to be engineered. So I got one more account. I got the wifey account. I may have to reset this thing. I may have to reset her. I may have to. But I'm gonna try my best. But honestly, it's probably better to reset. But God damn. I was considering taking this short. I was considering it. No, she's on her own at this point. Mm. Okay. All right. So I'm taking this short as a breakout pullback. So this is a breakout pullback trade. Or not a breakout pullback, a break and retest trade. This is a break and retest. So that's why I'm taking, or if it would have filled me. And we'll see. Okay. Okay. Well, never mind. Never mind. Wow. Okay. Never mind. So yeah, I did take that as a break and retest trade. I did not expect. Wow. Okay. It, wow. Okay. That has to be a Trump freaking pump or some shit like that. Trump had to have said something. Okay. Trump had to have said something. Hmm. Yeah, Trump had to have said something. All right, so I guess we'll listen to it in the background. Oh, hold on. We'll listen to it in the background so we can be mindful about what he says. Yeah, like I said, I have 30 more minutes. So, well, I guess he just did because, dude, that was kind of abnormal for gold. This is not normal. Gold doesn't do this shit unless there's news. Unless something is said or unless something happened. You had the market literally make lower highs. Consolidation, you got a break, and then it pushes higher. Yeah, that's not normal gold price action right there. So Trump had to have said something, or something must have been said or done. I don't care if she receives. Like, well, like, man, it just seems like everything is out to distract you. I'll watch this. I usually don't. So when people theorize, okay, so I guess let me tell you what I'm talking about. So I'm looking at this video and it's saying that AI is built on a myth. The thumbnail, and it's saying that an AI whistleblower are saying that we're being gaslit by companies. Here's the reality, man. AI, we're still in the foundational stages of it, but as we spoke about, I think in not last night's stream, but Tuesday's night stream, maybe. Not only are they putting AI in chatbots and replacing customer service, but so basically, I mean, if you just want to talk about the bare bones of what AI is, I mean, obviously it's trained. It's a database of trained data that allows All right, let me take a step back because I want to be as clear as possible. These chatbots that we speak to are basically just pulling from a database. So what you're doing is putting human readable text inside of a search box. That text is being translated into machine code or machine data or whatever you want to call it. The computer is searching for that query. So you're basically putting in a query in human readable text. That chatbot queries the database using a patented algorithm. It returns that query in a conversational tone. So instead of saying, hey, what's 2 + 2 as an example, and it giving you back 4, it'll say, hey, so after doing this amount of research, I have ascertained that 2 + 2 = 4. So it's basically returning your query back as a conversation. AI on top of automation, that is what's taking people's jobs. Because obviously automation has been around for a very long time. But when you put AI on top of that and you create what is called agentic AI, where you basically give it an instruction. I mean, basically a trading bot would be a low form agentic AI, because you're giving it a task to perform and it does it. That's what a trading bot is. But it doesn't say, hey, so what an agentic trading bot will probably do is say, or it will follow your instruction set, but it'll probably come to you and say, hey, so I know this is what you want me to do, but in this situation, how do you want me to respond? It'll probably ask for more feedback before executing it. And so all AI is just taking what we've already had, but then giving the illusion or allowing it to mimic human behavior. But the reality is it can still do a more efficient job than a human, because obviously humans get tired. We get emotionally bogged down, mentally bogged down, and a computer doesn't. So if you think that, I mean, I guess it really depends on how you interpret it, I guess. I'll watch it and see what this person says, but I mean, I have a kind of a decent understanding or foundational understanding of this, and I know not to get overhyped about certain things, because how I look at things is you can theorize what something can do all you want, but I'm always looking for practical use, because it doesn't matter if it's theorized to do something, but then in reality it doesn't do it. Then I mean, what's the point of it? There's no point. So
imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation.
Let me get rid of these stupid ads. Sign into the damn account. Dude, I was about to say, just sign me in, dude. Like, god damn. All right, so Trump obviously said something. And of course, dude, this thing is asking me stupid questions as I'm trying to sign into the account. Of course, dude. He obviously said something. Dude, it hasn't even started. Okay, all right. This is stupid. It hasn't even started, and it's 20 minutes past the time it's supposed to start. This is what I'm talking about. Trump is on black people time for sure. He starts the meeting when he wants to. He starts it when he wants to start it. All right. Yeah, I know, right? Like, dude, something must be happening, because gold is super reacting. Yeah. Trump says y'all gonna wait. He said make them wait. He said make them wait. Make them wait. Mm. 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 We got 4 more minutes until the initial balance trade, until the initial balance is formed. 4 more minutes until the initial balance is complete. And moving forward on these 150K accounts, what I'm gonna start doing is I'll take more trades like this, but on the 50K accounts, I'm only gonna take base hit trades, base hit trades.
Connection lost.
Well, I mean, for the lack of better words, Alfred. I guess what I mean by base hits is that I'm not gonna spread my limit orders apart like what I'm doing now. I'm just gonna take it all on. So I guess a base hit for me, just to simply put it, is that I'm taking all of my contracts off at one profit target. And I'm not going to split it up between like 1 or 2 or something like that. I'll take it off at one level versus how I'm splitting it up right now, as I'm taking off the bulk of my position at 64.8 and then having it go up a little more to take off some more, et cetera, et cetera. But you're absolutely right. It would be blasphemy if I was using it outside of how I was using it. Like taking like a 10-point base hit when I can get 50. That is blasphemy. That's selling myself short. All right, baby. Come on. Let's get that target, man. Yo, we've had some really great trades today. Gold has been really presenting some great opportunities today. Even though she kind of stopped me out of my first trade, like the nasty witch that she is, but well, fine. Let's get that. Okay. Look at NQ real quick. Yeah, wow. NQ is just consolidating in this small, tight range right now. Very interesting, NQ. Come on, baby, hit that target. So like I said, we've had plenty of trading opportunities on gold right now. I'm looking at NQ, and come on. Thank you. All right. Damn, you ain't gotta be nasty like that. Ooh, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, baby, hit that target. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Making this money. That's what we talking about. Shit, that's what, 3 back to back? Yo, is me and Gold on good terms right now? Are we on good terms right now? Did we make up last night? Is that the question y'all want to ask? I won't deny it. Me and Gold had a conversation last night. I had to talk to her. I had to let her know that I didn't appreciate what the hell she was doing. And if she didn't stop that, she was going to get kicked off the team. All right, dude. I don't think so, man. I think you would have to miss that one. Yeah, I mean, I did 6. And that's the only way I would have got that. Okay, I'll just do 6. I'll do 6. It's better to get the trading than instead of missing it. And then I'll give it myself like the 6 ticks of extra. That's 300.
And we all know him very well, and he was a very popular senator, very effective senator.
All right, so
effective probably being the more important
okay,
word.
So it
JD,
was
don't
going
you
on.
think? And,
It was going on. It's just that we weren't allowed to be a part of the first few minutes.
Congratulations to you. You have an amazing family that were here yesterday in the Oval.
Because that's not even
Sworn in.
open
His family's
statements or
amazing,
anything.
so thank you very much. We're now on day 41 of the disgraceful Democrat shutdown of Mark Wayne's department. Congratulations. We came into a department that shut down by the radical Democrats. But Democrats are really punishing the American people. I saw it today on one of the shows where they were interviewing people at the airport, and they're all angry at the Democrats. They're saying they're actually angry at Schumer. I didn't think anyone knew his name. One woman said, that Schumer is disgraceful. He's a disgrace to our country. But they're angry at the Democrats. They know what's happening. But they're punishing the American people, including travelers at airports, all in the quest to return to open borders and give amnesty to illegal alien criminals. They want to give amnesty to some of the criminals that came into our country, just about all of them, actually, if you look at it. They love sanctuary cities, which is a sanctuary for criminals. They want to make sure they're taken care of. That's what we're fighting about. That's really what they're fighting. They don't talk about that, but that's what they're fighting about. They want to protect criminals. In many cases, 11,888 murders. Many of them, I will say, are gone now because of us. We got them out. But still have some left. Should have never happened, should have never been allowed to come into our country. But we're not going to let it happen. We're not going to let the Democrats get away with this stuff, and people are wise to them. So they need to end the shutdown immediately, or we'll have to take some very drastic measures. This morning, I want to give an update on the Operation Epic Fury, which is an appropriate name because we are absolutely obliterating them. Over the past 3 weeks, we've been hitting Iran's military capabilities at a level that few people have ever seen before. People never knew there was such a capability. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world by far. I built it during my first administration, and I used it during my second administration. Unfortunately, because I'd rather not have to use it. But it's a display of force and precision and skill like nothing the world has really witnessed, although you get a pretty good witnessing of it in Venezuela also. And that was a smaller version of what we're doing now. We're crushing their missiles and drone stockpiles, destroying their defense industrial base. We've wiped out their Navy completely, their Air Force completely. We've wiped out a large percentage of their missiles. And the missile launchers, without the launchers, the missiles don't do any good. And we've knocked out probably close to 90% of the launchers, probably more than 90% of the missiles themselves. Between some they fired and more than they fired, we knocked out. We've also destroyed a lot of the factories. We're continuing to do that, but a lot of the factories where they manufacture the drones and the missiles. The drones, too, are way down, but the reason they're down is they go one way and they don't come back, because for the most part, we're shooting them down. But we also are able to, we've really done tremendous damage to the places where they make them. And just so we set the record straight, because I've been watching the Wall Street Journal's fake news and all these stories that get printed like, oh, I want to make a deal. They are begging to make a deal, not me. They're begging to make a deal. And anybody that saw what was happening over there would understand why they want to make a deal. But they say, oh, we're not talking to them. Anybody would know they're talking. And only a total fool. And they're not fools. They're very smart, actually, in a certain way. And they're great negotiators. I say they're lousy fighters, but they're great negotiators. They are begging to work out a deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll be able to
Thanks,
do that.
Trump.
I don't know if we're willing
On
to
that
do
dunk,
that. They should have
baby.
done that
Thanks.
4 weeks ago.
All right,
They
we
should have
good,
done
man.
it 2 years ago.
Shit, we good, baby.
Or they should have done
So
it
you
when
gotta
we
thank
first
Trump for
came
that
into
one.
office, because 2
That's
years
what I'm
ago,
talking
they had
about.
free
Yo, we
reign
had
under
so
Biden.
many
Sleepy
great
Joe,
trades on gold today.
worst president
So
in the
many
history of our
great
country.
trades on
What are you
gold
allowed to
today.
happen to our country at
Me
the
and gold
borders?
we're back
And even
together,
with a thing like
guys.
this.
We're back
But
together.
not just him. Every president
We're
for
good
47
now.
years, every president should have done this. They should have
We're
done it a
good.
long time ago because you
That's what I'm
cannot
fucking
give
talking about.
lunatics a nuclear weapon, and they would have had a big one. It stopped really when we did the B-2, but even before that, the Barack Hussein Obama, what he did where he gave them the Iran nuclear deal, gave them free will toward a nuclear weapon. Basically, he chose Iran over Israel and others that didn't want him to do it. But I terminated that deal. Had I not terminated that deal, you would have had a nuclear weapon years ago and it would have been used, guaranteed. And one of the reasons
Honestly,
you know about the guarantee is because their
I don't know
neighbors
Iran,
were
and no disrespect to anybody that's from
bystanders. They
Iran,
weren't involved very
but
much. They didn't
anybody,
choose heavy sides. They
I
didn't
wouldn't
want
trust
to, 'cause
anybody that
people were concerned with Iran. There was a big black cloud over the Middle
that have
East. They
strong
were concerned,
religious
but all of a
beliefs
sudden the war starts and they
to
start
have
shooting
weapons
at
of mass destruction.
these
That is
five,
something that
in
I
particular,
would agree
five
with.
countries. They start shooting
And it's not
at
because of
Qatar,
Iran
Saudi
itself. It's
Arabia,
just that religious,
UAE,
super religious people,
Kuwait,
super religious
Oman,
people,
they start shooting
they
at them, and
justify
they
their
were-
terrible
everybody
actions
was shocked, including
by
us.
referencing their
You know
God.
why?
And that's something
Because
that
they're
has shown
sick.
itself
And they had a
blatantly
plan to
throughout
take over
history.
the Middle East.
Everybody,
So some
or
of
anybody
those
that
missiles
comes
that we
forward
shot
and
at them
says,
were locked
I'm doing
long
this in the
before we
name
even
of
started
my God,
this
are
process.
very
They were
dangerous
locked
people. They're
and
very
loaded and aimed
dangerous,
at
and
those
they do
countries. They
not
wanted
need
to take
weapons
over
of
the
mass
Middle
destruction.
East. But
just
we happened
don't,
to come
because
along,
they'll use
so it wasn't so easy. So right now,
especially if they believe in
the
prophesized
largest
events.
elimination of a foreign
Someone can
navy
mistake like a natural
that has
occurrence
taken
as something
place,
that they
maybe
heard through
ever, but
prophecy,
certainly
which would
since
probably
World War
trigger
II. Their
the
Air
use
Force
of
is gone.
such weapon
Their anti-aircraft
to attack
and communications
something.
capabilities are totally
Look at Israel.
dismantled. And one of the problems they do have,
I
when
mean,
they
just look at everybody
deal with
that
us,
is just
we deal with people, and that people aren't able to
very
communicate with
religious,
anybody
very
else.
God gave me this.
You know,
God
'cause
said
all
I
of
can
their
have
leadership has
this.
been gone.
God said I can kill
The first
it.
level
God
is
said I
gone,
can
and
take
they meant
it.
to
Yes.
pick a
They're
new
very
level, and
dangerous
they're
people.
gone
Very dangerous.
They're
So
all
I feel
gone.
like, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
because they didn't make a deal, and because they're sick people. They're really sick. They're
Definitely
really
agree with that.
sinister, sick people. And if anybody thinks it was okay to have a group of people like this to have nuclear capability, nuclear weapons, and if we didn't attack with the B-2 bombers, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks of that, maybe 4 weeks. But between 2 and 4 weeks, they were planning to have a nuclear weapon. If we didn't hit them at that time with the B-2 bombers, and one of the great
Man, that was a
air
great trade,
raids
man. That
in
was a
history,
freaking
maybe
great
the
trade. I like
greatest.
that trade. I think
Dark
that's a
at
great
night,
trade. But
no moon,
all right,
no
guys.
light.
I got
Every
some training
single
that I have to
bomb
do, so I'm gonna have
hit
to end the
its mark and
stream
just
earlier than
obliterated
usual.
that place.
I do appreciate.
So it's
actually
now
turning this
buried
on.
deep under earth. And it was an amazing thing, but they would have it.
Okay. But anyway, so yeah, I have some mandatory trading that I have to complete, so I'm gonna have to end the stream a little bit early today. So again, I do appreciate everybody that joined me today. We really we had multiple winning trades on gold today. There was back to back. We took some really good entries, and I'm really proud of the results that we got today. And here's to getting these same results moving forward. But we'll definitely come back later on tonight, and we'll definitely look for more opportunities to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody, and keep on jabbing.